It's so difficult to do these videos because the blanket of cognitive dissonance that envelops the minds of the masses is so thick that people actually believe that there are other mere human beings who have more rights than the rest of us. And as long as a substantial portion of people believe that in this world, we'll always have trillion-dollar transgenerational debt loads, perpetual warfare, a titanic military-industrial complex, Zionist overlords, forced theft called taxation, and every other freedom-stripping scenario you can think of until our children wake up penniless and enslaved on the land our forefathers tried to protect. Oh, wait a minute. We are all enslaved. But it's not too late to wake up and change things. And that's why I created this channel. America was built on the foundation of resistance and non-compliance. Inherent in the spirit of freedom is the idea of rebellion to those who would claim ownership over our thoughts and actions. This video was shared on Mike the Cop's Facebook page, over which he wrote, "When you pull over Granny, but she's stubborn, spry, and prone to felonious activity over a brake light ticket. LOL. Wonder what she was like in her 20s. First, let's watch the video, then we'll go into some comments.
Well, I did issue for a defective equipment. It's $80. You have till September 16th to take care of this. Get you to sign there with the Exodus.
So you don't even give a warning for this?
You've been driving around for 6 months like that.
I'm truthful.
Well, I'm not going to give you a warning for something you've been driving for 6 months.
But, well, I don't want to sign it because I don't want to do $80.
You don't want to sign it?
No, because I don't think that I deserve to pay $80 for something that is fixable and I can fix it.
All right.
That's all you want.
Go ahead,
to
step out of the car.
Why?
Because you're under arrest. Step out. Step out of the vehicle.
No, I'm not.
Step out.
No.
Step out. I'm giving you a lawful order. Step out.
You be fair with me and I'll be fair with you.
Step out.
No.
You're under arrest.
No, I'm not.
I'm placing you under arrest. Step out.
You are full of because you're not placing me under no arrest.
Do not take off.
Shut up and give me that and I'll sign it.
Step out.
No.
We're beyond that.
Do you want me
Step
to...
out. Get out of the car. 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 Get out of the car.
You better leave me.
Put your hands behind your back.
Leave me alone.
Put your hands behind your back.
No.
Now.
I said leave me alone. I mean it. Leave me alone.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Lay down and put your hands behind your back. Now. No, you will not. You're going to get it again. Do you realize you just got yourself in a whole lot more trouble?
What?
For running?
Oh, I didn't run. I told you you weren't going to arrest me. I pulled him here thinking that you would have.
You hurt?
Yeah, I'm hurt.
What hurts?
Everything.
Alright, I got EMS on the way, just hang tight.
You got a what on the way?
I got an ambulance on the way to check you out.
Ambulance? I don't need an ambulance.
Well, you got tased, so they gotta check you out.
You did not have to taser me.
You wouldn't comply, you wouldn't get out, and then you tried to kick me. So
Why?
yes, I did.
Yeah, I tried to kick you because
Yeah.
I'm a country girl, because no, I
And
didn't
you got
like being
tased
thrown on
because
the
of
floor.
it.
Yes, and I didn't like being thrown on the ground.
Well, next time, listen to what I'm telling you to do.
Now, of course, people are going to take sides here. They'll be on the cop's side or they'll be on the woman's side. And there are some who will try to look at this objectively and not take anybody's side. But from the perspective of individual liberty and normal, rational, sane human interaction, nobody forces you to have a conversation with them. Nobody in normal life forces you to interact with them. If they aggressively tried to force you to interact with them, they would be in violation of the principle of non-aggression. And guys, everybody knows this principle. Said another way, it's the golden rule. Do to others what you would want done to you. Conversely, don't do to others what you wouldn't want done to you. The bottom line is that we have two human beings here. Neither has the right to interfere with the freedom of the other. Neither has the right to harm, steal from, or aggress against the other. But for some reason, when you introduce into the equation a badge, a uniform, a gun, a police car, and the so-called authority of the state, for some reason, everything changes in the minds of the masses, and they begin to imagine that now that costume-wearing human being has some kind of legitimate authority to not only force his way into people's lives, he has the right to aggress against them, harm them, kidnap them, steal from them in the form of fines, and take away 100% of their freedom by throwing their asses into a cage. And the people that the law enforcers harm and steal from don't even have to have committed a crime. All they have to have done was disobey the commands and rules of politicians, which they call laws. The law enforcement order follower then comes along and puts teeth on and actions behind those laws to the detriment of the people. And the grave irony here is that they do it in the name of protecting and serving. But instead of serving and protecting, they end up harassing and collecting, and they do it to the applause of the unthinking masses. This is exemplified by this first comment. A lot of people don't know that not signing a ticket is the same thing as contempt. Whenever someone doesn't sign a ticket, you, meaning the cop, are ordered to take custody of them and take them before a magistrate immediately. Now keep in mind, that's against their will and by force. That was in fact a lawful arrest. I don't care what you call it. The cop initiated the interaction and the aggression on someone who wasn't harming or threatening to harm anyone. She was simply not in compliance with the politician's rule. I have arrested people because of that. That means you took away someone's freedom for doing nothing more than failing to comply with your rules, which makes you an authoritarian psychopath. Signing a ticket is not saying you're guilty. All it's saying is that you promised to appear at court for this citation. And what if you don't want to make that promise? Then you'll use force against me? Here's the deal, guys. If we acted toward our neighbors like this cop acted toward this woman, we would be guilty of a crime. Remember, no crime has been committed unless you leave a victim. No victim, no crime. The victim in this scenario is the woman, not the cop, and definitely not the state. What magic spell rests heavily on the minds and hearts of the people that they can't see this? Do they really believe that costumes and badges grant special rights? In reality, this woman has more balls than anybody in this police department. She was resisting an armed highway robbery. And they have that attempted armed robbery on video. And why did all this happen? Because she had so-called defective equipment on her vehicle. So he decided to extort her for $80. And by the way, this is a choice. This is his personal responsibility, and he can't pass it off as, well, I was just following orders, or that's my job. This guy says, this comment section is a chilling example of the number of people who are willing to side with excessive force and unnecessary arrest for the pure sake of compliance. Very disturbing. Look, taken objectively, I don't see how you can logically argue with that. This person responds, Cypress Walter, one of the reasons that degree of force is used is to in fact make an arrest. If Granny would have simply signed the ticket and saved her argument for court, she wouldn't have been in this situation. This person doesn't even realize what she's saying. She's saying that the cop was justified in initiating force and violence on this woman. This cop was justified in throwing her to the ground and tasing her. According to this woman, he did what was righteous by kidnapping, fining, and caging her because she refused to do what he wanted her to do. And I concede to this. Because of the authoritarian climate in which we live, this lady did not act prudently. Now, she may have been right, but as we all know, it's dangerous to be right when the government is so horribly wrong. Sometimes you got to feel out the situation. You can be totally right, you can be totally standing on your rights and within your rights, but if you trigger a power-hungry cop and he pulls the trigger on you, what good did you do for yourself or your family? And this is not to say that we shouldn't stand for and stand up for our rights and the rights of everybody else. But you have to take the knowledge that you've learned and the truth that you know and act prudently and shrewdly. Authoritarians of all shapes and sizes and colors and levels are your enemy. They're not your friends. They're not the friends of freedom. One of the problems with our society is that we think it's okay to commit a crime against somebody who hasn't harmed or threatened to harm another person just because the other person is wearing a costume. And guys, that's got to change. Leave your thoughts about this for the world, the Google Thought Police, and Mike the Cop in the comments section below. If you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. Also, check out over 100 hard-hitting designs in the shirt store, and if you want to support more content, hit me up on Patreon or PayPal. All those links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.